Welcome to your Sunday preview for Sunday, November 30th. I hope you had a lovely Thanksgiving. Thank you to the McGee's did, and thank you to everyone who was a part of just what was a very lovely Thanksgiving day. This Sunday marks the beginning of the new liturgical year, and our liturgical year begins in Advent. And Advent is what you call a semi-penitential season. Yeah, Lent is fully penitential, and so that's why we talk a lot about fasting and different things like that. But Advent is it's sort of it. Well, I think Advent is where we live most of our lives. It's about recognizing this broken world, but also articulating and allowing that brokenness to serve kind of fuel our anticipation and hope of Christ's return. Because when Christ returns, everything will be restored and renewed. And so I think Advent more than any other season is kind of the place that we live. We live between the first Advent, Christ's incarnation, and the second Advent, his return. And so Advent is always very dear to my heart. Now, one of the ways that we practice Advent at St. John's is we would ask that you would enter the service in silence. And that's just to provide some space for people to pray and to reflect before the service begins. Now, this Sunday also marks the kickoff of our new Rector's Forum on art, imagination, and formation. And so we're going to be looking at images of Christ because Advent's all about Christ's return. And so the question is, who do you imagine when you think of Christ, and how does that shape and form and inform your faith and understanding of God? And so it should be a lovely time. We will have the standard bagels and coffee and donuts, and there'll just be I just want to really make it a matter of short teaching and then just jump into looking at some of these images and representations of Christ. All right. So that's at 9 a.m. We hope to see you for that. The service is at 10 a.m. Enter in silence. And at the 10 a.m. service, I will be preaching on Advent in general, as you kind of do on the first Sunday of Advent, but also on Romans 13. And I'm going to be talking about Romans 13 in three ways. The first is Purple Rain, which is a song by Prince. The second is What is Our Love Debt, which Paul writes about in Romans 13. And then finally, I want to talk about leaves. All right. I think that is everything. Have a blessed weekend and hope to see you on Sunday.